to a point as a species where we can genetically modify each other. Its sole purpose is for creating healthier versions of ourselves, but who's to say we can't go farther than that? Here are some surreal hybrid experiments that scientists are producing in our world. People are really out here breeding mutant animals. You know how bulldogs have that really buff, tough guy look to them? There is a new trend going around to make cats look just like them. We have the usual pedigree breeding, which keeps a specific gene the same, resulting in purebred animals, which is a whole different genetic issue, but now we're in the area of these bully cats, where we're intentionally breeding very different genetic genes within these cats. So I don't know how people came up with this, but basically, they took the gene that causes hairless cats to be hairless, and the gene that creates the short legs within munchkin cats. Who thought of this? This is super popular in the UK apparently, because I haven't heard about it in Canada. But while American extra-large bulldogs are banned over there doesn't appear to be any issues with the bully cats. There's already so many issues revolving around the hairless and the munchkin cats. So to combine two species that are already struggling to make it to tomorrow into one, clearly I can't be the only one who sees an issue here. Of course, the people breeding them won't say anything about it because we gotta make a quick buck somehow, right? Speaking of quick bucks, some people breed gigantic hybrid sheeps to sell off to hunting companies. This specific crossbreeder, Arthur Schubar, thought it would be a financially smart idea, which it was, by combining an endangered species of some of the world's largest sheep and implanting them into his own iwi. He first cloned the embryos from this endangered species and then tossed them into the surrogate mothers on his farm. Out of this resulted a genetically pure Marco Polo argali, which can grow over 300 pounds and stretch out to 1.5 meters wide. That's a big endangered boy. He then took nutrient samples from this species when they were of age, I think, and then used that to impregnate more of his sheep. He was really out here just breeding right, left, and center. Of course, this was all done so that he could create really never before seen hybrid animals that he could sell for an insane amount of money. Eventually, however, his practices were found out and ratted to the police, and to pay for his crimes, he was only held for 6 months in prison. I feel it should have been a bit more than that, don't you think? Did you know you can go to gene therapy to either alleviate or completely manipulate a disease you have? Some of the listings off the FDA website include reducing a disease-causing gene with a healthy copy of the gene, inactivating a disease-causing gene that is not functioning properly, or by simply introducing a new or modified gene into the body to help treat it. I feel like I'm in 2050 right now. I'm not entirely sure when this new practice started up, but they also make it very clear on this website that the purpose is to make someone better, not cosmetically changing them. There are certain parts of your DNA that can be genetically engineered to carry out therapeutic genes within your cells. They take them out, do a little tweaking to them, and insert them back into your body. I'm on the fence with this because if done correctly, it's a much quicker way at curing incurable diseases. But messing around with human cells is extremely risky. It can even lead to a lot more serious issues down the line if something malfunctions with these genetically modified ones. What are your thoughts on this? Would you try it? Love is in the air, and for some reason scientists want to suppress that. We know that pheromones are a huge drive when it comes to finding connection with each other, especially in animals. Still somewhat in humans, but we're not fully aware of it in our day-to-day lives. To make it easier to understand, there are specific sensory receptors within our body that go off and attract potential mates around us. Well, scientists for some reason wanted to see what would happen if we suppress those receptors, and how important pheromones are when it comes to mating. In Japan, researchers tried this experiment on mice by genetically engineering them so that they could have this gene completely deleted. They used the good old gene editing tool CRISPR for this. When they first tried this with the female mice, they completely rejected the male rodents' advancements, not because they found them icky, but because they couldn't recognize them as males due to the lack of pheromone sensors. By also deleting this gene, they felt no need to reproduce either. Do you have any bizarre crossbreeding experiments you want to share? Let me know down below, and I will see you all in the next video.